regular here, please hit the subscribe button if you already haven't, okay? It's absolutely free. And as you join, please double tap on the screen or just smash the like button. It'll help others gain awareness of ukuthi hayibo ziyawa namhlanje ziyawa njengamanje. Or you could simply copy and paste the link onto your other social media platforms and invite your charners and your charners to come on in, relax, and yeah, bafunde izinto esidlule kuzona. Abangani besivova besigila amagoda angaqaqeki. Sama nenyoka. Inyoka ezibiza abafowethu. About that line, Sjava knew exactly what he was talking about. But before we get into this one, this is part 5 of All My Friends Hate Me. Before we get into it, remember during part 2, I asked you to name that food item for 300 bucks. I'm still waiting on your answers. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. So long as we're still doing this, so long as I'm still going live, today's probably my last day in Ginalum Futo because I'm going to get back to relaxation, enjoying vacation, quality time with my hubster. So please take advantage of Lesis Kati Ngaso. So answer that question. What is the traditional name of that food item? Now, because sisahlele 300 kuleyan, let's introduce this one. This one ought to be simpler. But because I feel like you guys are struggling with the first one. Number 2, Izoti. I'm not going to ask you the name, Yalenda, because I don't know the name of this food item either. I don't even know what it is in your food item. But I do know that it's often chowed during a particular event or during a special occasion somewhere in Asia. So I need you to tell me le occasion. When do the people chow this thing? When? During which occasion? During which event? During which special day or festival? That's the best hint I could ever give you. Like, what more do you want from me? What do you want from me? And before we begin, I want to taste it. Ah, this is how it looks. This is how it looks. Smells like wood. Smells exactly like wood. Like enetiwe. Yeah. Yeah. You know when like you call what do you call this? What do you call this? It would, damn it. When wood when it was raining and then there was wood outside and then you walk out and you breathe in, that's exactly how this smells. Ngathi kunomchamunyana. Ish, ngiyasabukile. Oh, there's also a bit of sand here. Look at that. There's sand here. Oh my goodness. Let me try. Woo! It's also a bit sour. What if bruh? These things look quite seedy. I don't know what they are. I can't expect you to know what this is, but I need you to tell me when it's eaten, when it is devoured, when it is chowed. Umuntu uzogula. Yo. Umuntu uzogula. Lena. And it's so hard. It's rock hard. I have no idea what it is. But this is the best I could do. This is the hint. During which festival, during which special occasion, during which special day is this food item devoured in Asia? If you could tell me that, 400 bucks is coming your way. Let me try to swallow. Izinto ezenzayo. I'm reminding myself of DJ Bongs ngesikhathi Parish. Njengamanje say Onisa. Okay, now that's out the way. Let's continue with part 5 of All my friends hate me. Now, sesise vasi. But before singene vasi, before we go into university, right? I want us to piggyback on high school because there's a particular person that I forgot about. Let's name her Weirdo. Weirdo is someone I did drama with. Okay? I'll leave it there. I don't want to go into detail. I don't want to make it too obvious. But yeah, nakona, even if I do make it obvious, so now yalas. But yeah, Weirdo is someone I did drama with in high school. And we were vibing, man. We weren't friends, but we were cool. Like, we were mad cool. We'd link up. We'd have a great time. We'd go out. And it was great vibes. She was a good associate of mine. So one Slimanyana day post high school, that's why it kind of enters between high school and university, because it was during yabo leo period when you're waiting for results. So post high school, I'm walking in the hood, elokshini, echistaville. Walking from the shops, I'm walking with my sister. We're walking back home. My details are mangag. Anywho, so we're walking back home. And this car hoots, yabo. It honks its horn at us. And I turn around and I look. Both my sister and I actually turn around and we check to see Uti Uban Los Hutelai. Only to find Uti it's some dude from the hood. But like we didn't know him like that. We didn't know him like that. We weren't cool like that. But it was someone nje. You know, you know, so when you're walking to the store, when you're going to school, when you're going to town, like you guys bump into each other to a point where nis enjoylani and bingelelani or whatever. So yeah, this guy honks his horn or hoots at us, and my sister and I, sbingelele, you know, we wave at him. And so as soon as I got home, I got a text from Weirdo. And Weirdo is on some, I didn't appreciate what you did. I'm like, excuse me? What are you talking about? What I did when? I haven't seen you in probably a month. So what are you talking about? What I did to whom, when, how, why? She was like, I really didn't appreciate what you did. And I'm like, what are you talking about, chums? And Weirdo's like, hello, Baba. Hello, my boo. Hello, Bolu Francis. Arvin, you're sick in the head. Bye, dude. Toodles. Anywho, so yeah, Weirdo's like, I didn't appreciate what you did. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Break it down. Because I'm not the type of person to get super defensive. I don't get defensive at all until you tell me again. And if you're telling me yeah, and I'll own up to it. I'll own up to it and I'll apologize and I'll take accountability for my actions and I'll make sure we move forward in a peaceful and positive direction, and I'll ensure I never repeat that mistake if a mistake, because I don't intentionally hurt people. You get me? Good for you, Arvin, baby. Ain't nobody got time for you, and ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for you. Anywho, so yeah, where is... Okay, I'm here for it all. I'm here for all of it. Hello, Tepi Somaseko, darling. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So yeah, and I'm like, what's popping, Choms? Talk to me. So Weirdo says, when you just greeted my boyfriend out of the blue. I'm like, your boyfriend? Who's your boyfriend, bro? Like, the last time when your boyfriend, I almost exposed Izinto. The aim is not to expose ama deep dark secrets of Abantu, but like the last time in a boyfriend, bro, and I thought they had broken up, so I didn't even know she had a boyfriend. Yabo? So I'm like, who are you talking about? And she was like, let's name this boyfriend Mfenezi. So she was like, yeah, a couple of minutes ago, when you literally got to tuli indunu yakho lapha upijoza ukingwizinqa phambi kwendoda yami wayibingelela, and you waved, you were literally strutting your stuff and udunisela indoda yami, and you waved at him. I'm like, I'm trying to think, because we've been walking Nosis Woman, we've been greeting a whole lot of people, so I can't even think ubani loyo. And she's like, umfenezi, bro. I'm like, umfenezi? Umfenezi is your boyfriend. First of all, I was just shocked by the fact that, like, she let umfenezi come even near her. Like, come near her even, yabo? So she's like, umfenezi, that's my boyfriend. I'm like, oh, I had no idea umfenezi was your boyfriend, number one. Number two, umfenezi greeted us, and it wasn't just me. I was walking with my sister. He's the one who hooted at us, and we just waved back and we carried on with life. I wasn't flaunting my stuff. I wasn't shoving my booty in his face. Like, where would I get the time? How would I even do that? Because pavement. Like, what are you talking about? Yabo? And why is my booty an issue, bro? Like, clearly my booty is the one that's the issue here, and you're feeling intimidated that your boyfriend probably looked at it or said something about it because I understand, or maybe you feel like he's gonna want me because of it, which was weird because now she was really sexy. She was really sexy. So I was like, why is this girl just being weird and insecure out of the blue? We've never fallen out, so I'm so confused. Please note that if I say something in vernacular, I'll say it again in English so you won't miss out on anything. Everybody is accommodated here unless I state otherwise. If I'm recording a video in a particular language that not most people understand, or if I'm doing it for a particular demographic and audience, I'll let you know from the very beginning. But here, siamixa, and you won't miss out on anything. So yeah, and I'm just like, dude, number one, I didn't know umfenezi was your boyfriend. Secondly, he greeted us, he hooted at us, and we had to be like, okay, why would he be this familiar? Why would he think he's gotten to a point of utasutele? But anyway, he's a nigga from the hood, and we can't act all fresh, so we greeted him back and we carried on with life. Nobody smiled at him. Nobody wants him. Like, there was no interaction that was inappropriate or suggestive of any romantic, sexy vibes. Yeah, so I was just like, what are you talking about? Why would you even feel that way? And she was just like, nah, I just felt like that was very unnecessary, very inappropriate, and I didn't appreciate it. And I was like I said, I didn't know. And even if I feel like you ought to confront him. You ought to confront him. Please don't greet other women. Please don't look at other women's bodies and booties because you're making me feel insecure. And you're making me look like an idiot because now I'm confronting innocent people and I'm talking to them about their bodies and about their booties. You get me? So I didn't understand that. So that was a weird ass interaction. Hence, I'm calling her weirdo because it was just uncalled for. It was just out of the blue. It was unnecessary. And I was just like, okay, insecure girly, bye. We moved on from that. And I was just like, hey, bro, just focus on your relationship. Reprimand your man if you're worried about something, if you're anxious about something, if you are intimidated by other women. Make sure your man understands these are your issues and these are your insecurities. Don't make your problems mine, your you problems mine. Because we move on from that, and I go to uni. Like, we don't speak. Like, life has gone on. Everybody's drifted apart. Everybody's doing their own thing. And then I moved to China. I worked in China for years, and I think when it had reached probably 4 years, I'd say, yeah, when I had worked in China for about 4 years, she started commenting on a few of my posts on Facebook, and she acted like nothing happened. And this is the issue that I have, and I've been saying this. I even reiterated it yesterday. Bro, iyanyanyisa leyo nto. Like, you can't wrong people, you can't disrespect people, you can't shogoloza people, interfere with people, and then you know uguti things aren't okay. You know shit ain't sweet. But you come into that person's life and you act like all is well, and you've never even apologized, you've never even ironed things out, you've never even acknowledged, hey man, I flopped. My mistake, you weren't in the wrong. Those were my insecurities saying hello, and I embarrassed myself. I'm sorry. You get me? Now she's all up in my likes, all up in my comments. Me not being the person that I am, the cordial, sweet, kind, considerate, and forgiving person that I am. I was just like, hey man, we've moved on from that. She was probably super young, super sprung, and she thought, yeah, this is a threat. Yabo, she thought I was a threat to relationship yakhe. Even though that's none of my business, especially because ew, Umfenezi. She ended up having a child with Umfenezi, just by the way. So yeah, we move on. And then she's liking my shit. She's commenting on my ish. And I'm just like, oh, I respond. And I'm returning the vibe. And the vibe was somewhat cute. So I kept it cutesy as well. This one Slimana time, my husband bought me, as he always does, he bought me a gorgeous bag. Super expensive bag. We all know that this bag is like super duper expensive, like imba ekol. Hello baby, hello Rehan, you get me? And the first thing she said was not even with your bag is hot baby, okay, so cute, love it for you. Jay, compliment bro, before mhlambi trying to be shady. She was just like boom, and I peeped it from the jump, and she was like, ha, what an expensive bag. What do you do for a living? How can you afford such an expensive bag? And one would look at it this way. She was trying to insinuate that the bag was fake, or I am selling my coochie in order to get the bag. You get me? Or I don't deserve izinto ezinhle. I perhaps do not deserve expensive, beautiful, luxurious things. She acted so shocked that I had that particular bag, and she was just like, "Oh, that bag, that super duper expensive bag. My goodness, how?" You know, I always want you to show receive. Yeah, baby. Oh, receipts. I keep receipts. I even take screenshots because you know people lie. People deny. So I make sure because people are weird as hell. And then when you confront it, it's like you're the crazy one. So yeah, we're not tippies. Receipts galore. And if it weren't alive and I could actually post the screenshots, I would do that. And I often see people do that during lives. I don't know how they get around but with time I think I'll learn. Yebo? I don't know how they've managed to do that. Like, that's so dope. One slimanyana day, sizofik. So yeah, and I was just like, at first I'm like, you could get it too, you know? And she was like, nah, this is a whole different league. That nje. Ngangam. And I was like, but we boss are now, we like, you're a boss SB. And if you work hard, you can afford it as well. Yeah, bo? And I just remember feeling some type of way. Excuse me. I just remember feeling some type of way. My gut told me, Guti, that was shade. And this person was basically saying, chances are there's no way I could afford that bag. Chances are that bag is fake. Chances are I'm sleeping with people in order to get it. Like, there are so many hidden things, assumptions and innuendos. Lapo. There are layers to that thing. And I found it very distasteful, very boring, very yuck. You're out here watching my every move. Because she was literally commenting on most of my pictures, most of my videos, even my YouTube videos, and she'd even share links and, recommend them to certain people. I appreciate that. But if you're a hater, bro, like, keep that ish away from me. Keep that ish away from me, especially as someone you know, and you know, we've never, prior to you being insecure, we've never had any other issue, and I've always kept it 100 with you. I've always been good. I've always been kind. I've always been cordial. I've always, just been a dope-ass person. Hello, Sinan. So I didn't understand. Like, ye ni. Like, now your horns are showing. Now the green-eyed monster is like, it's a bear. It's all up in my face. Like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. And then over time, I realized, Naya, she moved to Asia. So the whole time, she's been eyeing me. She's been observing everything that's happening in my life. And then I moved from this particular country to Asia. And then now she also wants to work in Asia. Because I remember telling her, now you could move to a different country, work there, and you'll make mad guap. And you'll be able to afford anything and everything you want. Like, it's possible. Because now we posa. So don't make it seem like I can't get such things, you know, because I could have bought that bag myself. I buy a whole lot of a lot of expensive, luxurious stuff for myself, but my husband does that too, you know. But like the bottom line was, you could do it too. Yeah, well, but nje, there was a lot of shade in that remark. And yeah, and then over time, there she is, somewhere in Asia now. And I was just like, I was happy for her. And I was like, okay, this is what you needed to do, bro. Instead of hating, instead of being envious, all you needed to do was be like, sis, how'd you do it? You know? How'd you do it? I've been viewing all your other posts. I've been seeing you living a particular lifestyle, and I'd like to, you know, follow in your footsteps. So how'd you do it? Yeah, well, ngizoknika my tips, bro. Like nalawo khona, I know you're not making the amount of money I was making back then. You get me? But like, it's a start. It's a start, and I'm happy for you. There's enough pie to go around for everybody. Angina mona, angigodli futhi information. But don't come here with hate and jealousy and envy and just being weird and shady. I peeped that ish and I was just like, yang joy lalo. Now the funny part is, like Mfethu, don't hate, elevate, like Tepiso. I mean, don't hate, elevate. And if you're feeling like you're struggling, ask for help. Ask for help. Ask for information. Sikhona sizosiza asinamona. Asigodli information. You get me? So nje, like, she really bored me. I think for me, the nail we coffin was very recently, and my husband and I were actually laughing about it just a few days ago. And I actually told him the story now because because I was just like, this girl's a weirdo and she's a non-motherfucking factor because I've never taken her seriously, Vale. But like, I had to tell my husband the story because she commented on one of my husband's posts, and my husband had posted me. It was either a picture or a video of me, yabo? And she commented on that picture. It was a sweet, cute comment. But I was just like, this person was mad at me for greeting her boyfriend, not husband, her boyfriend / baby daddy, who had greeted me first. And she has the audacity to search, because my husband's not following her, to search for my husband on social media, find him, like my ish, and comment on it. But make it make sense. Make it make sense. And this is why I always say, like, when people do things, they're just like, this is okay. This is normal because I'm doing it. And they expect to get away with that ish, and they expect to not be called out for it. But then when they do them to you, and you're like, hey, bo, bro, they act all confused and flabbergasted and on some, you're crazy, you're overreacting, you're doing too much, you're extra. And I was just like, this is crazy to me. My innocent high that was initiated because the boyfriend greeted me first, greeted us first. There was no inappropriate interaction. When you go and search, and it's so difficult to find my husband on social media, but she searched, found him, commented. And I remember my husband showing me like that comment on some, do you know this person? And I was like, hi, Bo. Shoo, let me tell you. It is so funny how the world works. It is so funny how the tables turn. This girl, why is shoo? This is inappropriate. I don't appreciate this, especially you being my girl. How dare you greet my boyfriend and have your booty all up in his face? That time the boyfriend greeted me, but she's up in my husband's posts. You get me? So that was mad funny, and we laughed about it, and we were just like, people are really weird, super hypocritical. They could do whatever, they could say whatever, and they just feel like they could get away with it, and it's not a big deal. But like, when you do something, even if it's not into a malicious, bona bazoi twister, and they'll turn it to suit whatever narrative they want it to suit, and then just so they can have a problem, just so they can have some sort of beef. And it's just, it bores the ish out of me. Let's move on from her because, like I said, she's a non-motherfucking factor. Moving right along. So now we are in uni. Remember, I told you, Guti, usually, Siba, I'm 3 musketeers. I always have like 2 bosom buddies. So it's me now, Me, let's call the other girl Sweetness, because, oh, she's such a sweetheart. Still my girl till this day. Shout out to you, Hunty baby. And let's call the other one Malope. Hey, those who know. I can't get to J. Hey, Kamlilo. Malope. So it's Zanentle, ne? Zanentle, Sweetness, and Malope. First, nje sifika orientation week. The first time we met was dope. You know, from the jump, the minute you meet certain people, nyazwana from the jump, you know? And igazi, lit. Which country do you live in? I am all over the world, my darling. I mean, angwazi confirm. I am everywhere, my darling. Rehan. Anyway, so yeah, so it's orientation week. We're out here trying to figure ourselves out, trying to get familiar with uni, and I come across these two gorgeous girls, namely Sweetness and Malope, and we click from day one. So our relationship is cute throughout the first, I'd say, 6 months, yabo. So we're all 18. Well, Sweetness and I were both 18. Malope was a year older than us, so she was 19. Malope also happens to be the girl who is amping me to get into a relationship with that blesser. Go back to my story time about how my blesser's snake almost killed me. Yes, Malope was the girl on some, yes, I think I called her Slay Queen in that video. She's like, yes, girl, you a cutie with a booty. Make sure you milk him. Secure that bag. Whatever he wants, give it to him, baby. It's all about the moolah. So Malope had that mentality, but we didn't even realize it until later on in the year, yabo, because at first society tizela song, well, not really, as guys it's titize, but you know, your first year students and you still, you know, trying to get familiar with the place, trying to find your feet. So yeah, that happens, and then 6 months into our friendship, Malope starts, you know, being super confident about who she is, what she wants, and I'm talking about relationship wise, yabo, and we're like, okay, girl, and we were shocked by most things, but also Malope is originally from Pretoria, yabo, so I guess that's why it was so much simpler for her to just get into the groove of things much earlier than us, and to start dating and be like, hey, I want a baller, and if you're not a baller, don't even breathe in my direction, yabo. So she'd say things like that to us, and we'd be like, okay, girl, but we're just kids, bro. We're so young. What do you mean you want a baller? Like, what are you gonna do? Because in most cases, like, it's usually people who are much older than us, or a few years older than us, and still, like, it's a bit scary once people are in their mid to late 20s. For us as 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, that's like, my goodness, yabo, like, that's your elder, basically. And Malope was like, bro, I don't care how old they are. They could be 40, they could be 80, okay? As long as they give me the moolah, just give me my money, okay? That's all I care about. And we were just like, okay, aight, girl. And so I realized, there is a gap there, because Sweetness and I are still innocent. And Sweetness and I are focusing on our studies, our future. We're all about just, you know, something part there, right? And doing what we came to do, eskoleni. Malope, oh, I almost mentioned her name. Malope is on time. Hey, bro, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Whatever happens, happens. Yabo? But my main focus is securing the bag, looking fine, mighty fine, sexy, and securing the bag. And so she did. And at the time, you know what's crazy? When engena uni, she had a boyfriend from her hood, you know, and they had been together since she was in high school. The guy's older, and this guy would give her like a $2,000 allowance, yabo? An allowance of $2,000. And at the time, as 18-year-olds, 19-year-old girls were like, Imalen Gaga, bro. Like, why is he giving you money? Isn't that like your dad's job? Your mom's job? Like, what is he paying you for? Like, we didn't understand that, like, genuinely. And we weren't on some judgmental issue. We were just like confused. Why is he paying you? Yabo? And he was just like, no, this is how it is. That's how it ought to be. Your man ought to spend on you. Your man ought to give you a girlfriend allowance. Your man ought to make sure his pockets are running on empty and they are dry for your sake, just to make sure that you're straight. And we're like, oh, really? So she's putting us on game. Plus, she's big sis because she's a year older than us. So we're like, oh, really? So this whole time, we're just getting played, Jay. We're just getting played and people aren't doing right by us. I bet. Oh, it was taking a queen, bro. People are buying us fat cooks and fried chips. I'm a frizy. And but keep it a pava. Kanti, you're out here getting $2,000, getting weaves, getting your nails did, etc., etc. Like, you're going on shopping sprees, bro, and you're 19. Your parents do that for you. Your parents ought to buy you clothes and shit. And she was like, nuh-uh. If you got a man, he gotta make it rain on you. And we're like, okay, girl. So yeah, that was the dynamic in our relationship. So she was constantly schooling Sweetness and I. And I feel like at some point she felt like we were cramping her style because we were just too pure, too innocent, too... Really? Haibo, Gwenzi Wanjena. Oh, now he gave you 4,000. Why? And she was just like, nah. Because I was just like, nah, 2,000 is nothing. You better double it up now. I'm in uni, Gyukelo, and I have options now. My options are widespread. So you need to make sure ukuthi uyazikhombisa uzibonakalisa ukuthi uyindoda. Ubuhle bendoda zinkomo zayo. So double that girlfriend allowance of mine. Njengamanje. And so I remember this one time she got 4,000 from her boyfriend. Let's call her boyfriend Madreds. Ne? So my dreads gave Malope $4,000. And I remember the following month, Malope was expecting 4,000 again because she had told my dreads, double it up, yeah. And my dreads gave her 2,000. And Umalope had a fit. She threw a fit. She was like, what do you mean? 2,000? What is $2,000? What am I going to do with that? And my dreads was just like, bro, I don't have it. I ain't got it. Like, 4,000 is ridiculous. I'm doing the best that I can. Also, like, I'm not there yet. Yeah, I'm good. But, like, I have other things to do. And I feel like my dreads had, like, a kid or two. Yeah, bo? So he had responsibilities. A whole lot of responsibilities. Plus, he was a grown-ass man. So I'm sure he had a crib to take care of, etc., etc. Yeah, so I'm almost slipping up. Yeah, our lives are so dangerous because one sliman a day I'll actually say the name. But ang sabmuntu, so it is what it is, and these are facts. I'm not making up anything. They know na bulab. So anywho, Malope is like, nah, I am not having that. You gotta give me 4,000 or it's over. And my dreads is like, howdy my babies. Howdy, my babies. He even sang to her. It's like, my babies are howdy, howdy, my babies are. Howdy, my babies. I will go 4,000. I do not have 4,000. I'm giving you 2,000. Take it or leave it. And if our relationship is centered around money, then toodles. You know? My goodness. Umalope was like, you're doing me like that? She was mad. She was a big mad. You hear me? Big mad. And she was like, all right, bye. Fine, bye. Brew. That's how, like, her morals had deteriorated. Like, she didn't care about the relationship. It was no longer about love, respect, the romance, the companionship of it all. It was just, give me moolah. Oh, you're out. And Madrid was like, alright, bet, bye. And that's how they broke up. That's the craziest thing to me. It didn't even take her like 2 days. Malope is now moving on, Elaifin. She has moved on to a Pakistani dude. Pakistani dude has a store, ne? Pakistani dude has a store, and Malope is like, bro, I need moolah, okay? Make sure if we are funa and if you really want me to be your girl, make sure you sponsor me, okay? I don't play no games. No one's gonna chow me for free. That was like her chat. And that was like the first time I heard people talking about being chowed for free. And I was just like, chowed for free? Like, what does that even mean? Are like people prostitutes now? Like what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, yo, isn't this your partner? Aren't you also enjoying this? Isn't it like iniga niga? Why are you making it seem like it's transactional? Like, shocking. But anywho, the Pakistani dude was like, aight, and the Pakistani dude's English was, ibi teka teka. It wasn't too good with Batanese. So at first the Pakistani dude was like, aight, no problem. And so he'd give her like $1,000, 2,000. And Malope was like, no, I left my man. A man of mine whom I had pushed with for years because he was giving me 2,000 and I told him to double it up. Now I'm no longer on some 4K tip. I need you to start go 5. That's the least you could do for me. Give me 5K or nothing. We're not doing this. My goodness, the Pakistani dude was like, hey bo, what kind of girl are you? You're so young and here you are selling yourself. What do you mean? And she was like, Pela, no one has ever given you what I give you. And by that she meant, it's Malope trusted she trusted that she had a firebox. Okay? And so yeah, and sometimes because she was super spontaneous, super naughty, sometimes she'd give him in the elevator. Yeah. So make cash out to guy but when they were leaving, when the dude was going back home and Malope was going back home, in the elevator, Malope would just be like, drop your pants, nigga. Drop your pants. Let me do some sucky ducky fucky ducky. Right? So Malope would do ish like that. And so she was just like, I deserve this moolah. I'm out here doing freaky ish for you, swallowing. I don't spit, I swallow. And on top of that, like, my box is fire. So make it do what it does. Yeah, well? And so the Pakistani guy was like, you don't love me. He was just like, I thought you were doing all this because you love me, but you don't love me. And for the longest time, like, I even talk like that with like my husband and my mom because it's a thing. And says Nje, when I say I love you or you don't love me, whenever I feel like ungropi le mislali game and uchitile game, I'm just like, hi, we are ropa, take 2 for buzzing, and the next person's like, nah. I'm like, hi, abonagi, you don't love me, stuff like that, and then we laugh about it because it's a thing. Yeah, and yeah, so life went on, and now we've moved on to second year. Second year, things aren't as they were during our first year of uni between Malope, Sweetness, and I. Sweetness and I are good. Always been good, will forever be good, yabo? But like, Malope is like distancing herself from us. And like I said, I think Uguti, she probably felt like we were cramping her style, we were clueless, we were too pure, and she just needed like another crew that was on her, laying it low, spreading it wide open for moolah, prostitution type of vibe level. Yeah, bo? So yeah, things were orcs, but yeah, we carried on and we were just, it wasn't as vibey as per usual. But like, mina no Sweetness, simnandi. So, towards the end of the year, there's a rumor going around, Uguti Malope is pregnant. Malope is pregnant? Malope is a slay queen, bro. Like, slay queens are like, but because they're busy, they're grinding, they're selling. You get me? Malope is pregnant, there's no way. Also, when we'd have conversations about such things, Malope would be like, yo, I don't want a kid. A kid will slow me down. A kid will hold me back. I'm trying to secure the bag. So that was, it came as a huge shock to both Sweetness and I. But the rumors kept going on and on and on until Malope stopped attending classes the way she should have attended, yabo? So she started being a lot more scarce. And we were just like, are the rumors true? But also, it's very difficult to ask Malope because she's been acting all high and mighty and she's been distancing herself from Sweetness and I. So, like, it's not like our original, the way our friendship was from the get-go where we'd talk about anything and everything, we'd giggle about things, she'd put us on game, she'd be big sis, and, she'd let us in and we'd let her in. Yeah, well, and she was just like on her own tip, in her own world. So there was no way to ask her, Brew, what's popping? But also, more than anything, I wanted to be there for her because I knew she didn't do that deliberately. I knew that was a mistake. I knew that's not what she wanted. I knew she was probably stressed, overwhelmed, disappointed in herself. And as her friend, I wanted to be there for her. I wanted to console her, comfort her, support her, but she was distancing herself from me. And she had a closer relationship with our other friend, Usisi. Now, Usisi is our other gay friend. Usisi, hey, guys. Rihan, my goodness. Don't tell me about your D. I don't care about it. Anywho, Usisi is our gay friend. Yabo, mngani wethu sonke. But we weren't chilling with him as much as we used to chill with Malope. And Malope and Sisi were much closer. But over time, Sisi became much closer to me. Yabo? Hi, anywho. Or rather, Sisi and I became much closer. That's the one. So anywho, Usisi is like, brew. Every time Miss Tangan on some, hey, have you heard? And I'm like, what, brew? Let me know. What's potting? And Usisi, well, I'll call Sisi. Should I say he, she? But he identifies as a he. Yeah. And Usisi was like, nah, one Slimanyana day you'll find out. And I was just like, what is going on? And also, why am I not meant to know about this? Because Malope is my friend. So what's potting? Yeah, well, anywho, life goes on until it gets to a point where Malope, because Malope, most of the time she'd wear izinto ezi revealing. She'd wear crop tops and ish, short stuff, short dresses. Yabonje. Uti Tepisa says I ought to address him as she. No. He identifies as a he. Yeah. His pronouns are he. He, him. Anywho, yeah. She'd wear short dresses, short skirts, short shorts, bum shorts, and crop tops and stuff. But she stopped. Yabo? And I was like, chances are the rumors are true. But I was like, I don't want to jump to conclusions. And also, she's my friend. And if she feels the need to tell me, she'll tell me whenever she's ready. I don't want to feed into this gossip and the rumors that are currently going around. But her behavior is making me believe it. And she started wearing longer things, clothing items, and she started covering up. And, her clothes got baggier and baggier. And I was like, damn, shame. Okay, good luck to her. She doesn't want to share this journey with Sweetness and I'm not going to force myself down her throat. I feel like once umuntu wayiqhelisa kuwena wayikhombisa wayiveza ukuthi umiphi nawe, there's no need yokuthi umlandelele. There's absolutely no need to force anything, any kind of relationship, be it platonic, romantic, familial, you name it. Yabo? And then eventually Usisi, because Usisi being anasfuba, Sisi was like, dude, did you know that Umalope is pregnant? I'm like, what? I had no idea. And Usisi was like, yeah, she's been pregnant. And I was like, get out of here. And I was like, okay, thank you for sharing, because she's been distancing herself from me and I didn't even know. I didn't hear it from her. I've been hearing rumors, but I was like, surely there's no way. Yabo? And Usisi was like, yes way, yeah, she is pregnant. And I was like, oh, egabani. Whose child could it possibly be? Because she was busy. And Ulukunjan Sisi was like, it's definitely not the Pakistanis, it's another dude's child. And I was like, oh, really? And I was like, how sure is she? And Usisi was like, I don't know. Usisi was like, I too, my friend, do not know, but I'm hoping, that's the case, because if it's the Pakistani's child, then it's going to be quite obvious. Yeah, well, but anyway, indaba zabo lezo angeni lapho. Like I said, I'm not here to expose deep, dark secrets, but I'm here to tell y'all how my friends did me dirty. So yeah, from distancing herself to, she was just about to give birth. And one Slimanyana day, here's our other friend. Let's call our other friend Umabele. Umabele, I'm chilling at home. It's the weekend. Right after, because on Friday, Sisi had told me that Malope is pregnant. Saturday, Umabele says to me, Choms, where are you? I'm like, I'm home. She's like, why aren't you here? I'm like, here where? Mabel is like, we're at Malope's place. It's her baby shower. I'm like, what? What do you mean it's her baby shower? I didn't even know she was pregnant. I found out yesterday. And I didn't even know Uguti gune baby shower. Like, how do I not know all of this? And that time we were bosom buddies, bro. How did we get to that? And Umabele was like, bro, come through. Like, we all know you guys are friends. She probably forgot to invite you. I'm like, there's absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way. Sisi's there. Sisi lives all the way. Le enqinzezwe. So do you. So do you. So there's no way. I live closer to Malope and she forgot about me, and Mina Naye were together every single day. Every single day until all of this happened. So clearly and surely she's done with me, and I'm not gonna force it. I'm not going to barge in. Endaweni engabizwanga kuyona. I wasn't invited. I'm not coming. My belly's like, come on, bro, we're all friends. And I'm certain she'll be over the moon to see you. I'm like, please trust me when I say. And at the time, yes, I'm super, super young gingane. But I understood, Uguti, if you're not invited and doing, don't go. And if someone is hiding certain information from you, there's no need for you to be all up in their grill, all up in their space, all up in their face, trying to find out information or make them feel guilty for hiding ish from you. There's a reason why they're doing that, and you ought to back off and respect it. Just back up and respect it. That's it. Yeah, and my belly was like, I promise you she's going to be happy, but hey, man, I hear you. I hear you. I can imagine how you feel. It probably sucks, especially because you were one of her closest friends. So you not knowing this entire time that she's pregnant and she's on 9 months, and she's throwing a baby shower and you're not even invited and you didn't even know about it. I know it sucks, but hey, man, love you, toodles. I was like, ha, yikes. And that was the end of our friendship, because where to from there? Like, what more do you need from someone? It was crystal clear that she was just like, hey, man, I'm chucking up the deuces. You guys, you, Buenas and Sweetness are no longer on my level. I no longer want to be friends with you for whatever reason. Till this day, I don't even know why she did that. But people have the right to unlove us, I guess, and to just be done with us. It's just really unfortunate, and it sucks when they can't be brave enough and, you know, decent enough to be on some, hey, man, I feel like we ought to part ways. Because, I mean, you expect that from your lover, so why can't you do it kumganako? Yabo? If your lover doesn't want you anymore, you expect them to communicate that and to be on some, hey, man, this isn't working for A, B, C, and D reasons, and let's bounce, let's separate. But here you are just ghosting your friend, and you think that's okay. And for me, it's the constant following, like keeping track of everything that I do. And it's like, but you don't like me. You distanced yourself from me, and we had never fallen out. So why are you constantly tracking my every move? Why are you constantly watching me? Why are you following me? Like, ufunani, what exactly is it? And I don't get this. I really don't. When I don't like someone, when I no longer want to be a part of someone's life, I don't want to see anything that has to do with them. I don't want to know how they're doing. I don't want to know where they are. I don't care. I don't care. Like when I'm done with you. So I don't understand people like Malope, Mapetezi, and so many others. Like most people in my life. In fact, every single person who's wronged me is busy tracking my every move. And I'm just like, why? You did me dirty, white Kelisa, and you made it crystal clear that you no longer wanted to be a part of my life. So why are you being a monitoring spirit? Yabo? So yeah, that's what happened with Umalope. And in closing, G, particularly Miss Dylan Umalope, this one slimana time, yeah, I bumped into her. She had started working at Moloko. Isgaga, Tepi Somaseko, Isgaga. She had started working at Moloko, right? And obviously, when you work at Moloko, you need to wear like skimpy clothing, make sure your weave is on point, your wigs are standy, look sexy, look fabulous, high heels on your tippies, you know? So she had become that girl, like a slay queen from the jump. Mambuga, it was like, okay, this is a slay queen, and she was living that slay queen life. And I remember walking from school, from uni, to my place and bumping into her, and she was standing with her colleagues and their boss, and they were busy having a meeting right outside Moloko, right? And I just remember her ignoring me engathi ngishipi brew. I remember looking at them on some, oh, because at first I was just looking at a bunch of girls looking sexy, looking hot. And I was just, oh, I was like, yum, slay girls, yabo, in my mind. And I peeped that Malope was there. Obviously, Malope is my ex-friend, but at the same time, there was never a fallout. There was like never any bad blood even though she distanced herself from me. So I'm thinking we could still be cordial, we could still greet each other and move on with life. The same way she's still able to like my pictures on social media platforms and sometimes comment, which is rather strange because in real life, if you can't greet someone, if you can't have a decent conversation with them, if you can't compliment them like face to face, and why are you doing it on the socials? Like that's like mad fake to me. Hella fake. Yeah, so I see, Haibo, my friend is here, or my former friend is here, so I'm about to be on some hey and keep it pushing. Brew, I shit you not. My hand, yahlala mid-air. She was like, and then she focused on the meeting, focused on her friends, focused on her colleagues, and it was just like she did not see me. She literally was on some, I see you and I'm unseeing you now. And I was like, oh girl, I didn't know we were beefing. I didn't know we were beefing. And the weird thing is when I'd ask our mutual friends, what's popping, bro? Like, what happened between Malope and I? Because I genuinely do not know. And our friends were like, bro, everything is, all is well, bro. And you know, with Usisi, because Usisi would tell me anything and everything. Like, everything that I know about a whole lot of our friends and ex-friends would come from Usisi. So I'd ask Usisi on some, bro, what happened? Like, why is Umalope being so weird and shady and dodgy and just, Jay, I don't understand. What happened between us? Because I really don't know. We've never had any issues. She just, you know, backed up off me. And Sweetness didn't seem to care. But Mina, I don't understand those type of things, especially because when I love, I love. When I go hard, I go hard. And if I make you my friend, if I let you into my life, into my space, you're my sister. And I've been saying this. I mean, just for vibes. No. We're family. Yabo? So when stuff like that happens, I'm left like super confused, disappointed, feeling betrayed, heartbroken, and I'm left with unanswered questions. Yabo? So I'd ask Usis, and Sisi would be like, bro, I don't know. I don't know, because I ask her on some, brew, like, you, Zanny, and Sweetness were always together. You guys were the three musketeers. What happened? And she'd just be like, oh, nothing. And she'd carry on like nothing happened. So there's like nothing there per se, but she's just like, I guess she just doesn't F with you. And here I learned, so Yazi, sometimes you go in hard and you love someone and you claim them as your friend, your sister, your ride or die, and you're like, this is my girl. And Bona, they're just like, bruh, umu to fela, and I could easily discard you and get over you. Like, it's not that deep. And that's so painful. Like, it absolutely sucks because, man, I know a lot of people don't make it seem like, or rather make it seem like friendship breakups aren't that deep, but they really are. They really are, especially to us people who take relationships, all relationships, seriously. I mean, it's not just about romantic relationships. That's why whenever even a family member does something really heartbreaking, really evil, really dodgy, really questionable, I'm just like, yikes. It really crushes me. I lose sleep over it. Like, it ruins a whole lot of things for me. My nervous system literally feels it. Yeah, well, so I know a lot of people have normalized being betrayed, disappointed, and just being shunned by your loved ones, but it's not normal. It sucks and it really does hurt, and it's unfair, especially when we share a bond and we've shared so much over the years, and you expect, or over a certain period of time, and you expect at least ukuthi umuntu abe open and honest with you on some, I'm not vibing with you anymore. I'd rather have that as opposed to being ghosted and having umuntu just act weird for sweet nothing. Rather that, bro, because that hurts even more. And I know a lot of people are just like, bro, why would you want someone to tell you, I just don't fuck with you, you're not my cup of tea? Rather that, bro. That's okay. Like, it's painful, but you'll learn to live with it. You'll heal, you'll move on, you'll get the closure you need and deserve. But just that weird, snaky thing of just being an a-hole to someone who's just been good to you throughout your relationship, like, it doesn't sit right with me. And then acting like you still deserve to have access to them, expecting them to be just open and accepting of you, and bangabi noguti, bro, like, ew, you're not a good person. It's just mad wild to me. A lot of people are weird. And my sister-in-law and I were just having this conversation the other day. A lot of people are mad weird. I posted a video on my WhatsApp status of my dog, yabo? And people started reaching out to me, people who haven't spoken to me in months, people I had been reaching out to constantly and consistently on some, how you doing, I'm checking in, love you, miss you, stuff like that. And when I stopped being the first one to initiate conversations and the first one to check in, there was no conversation. Also wanted that people just genuinely don't care, and they're so entitled because they expect you to keep being there and keep giving them access and being available to them and being nice to them when they're not nice to you, yabo? And people who hadn't spoken to me in months, bro. People who had been mising me for the longest time were just like, oh, you around. Make sure, Uti, I see you. Please don't leave without me seeing you. I'm like, what do you mean? Why? Why do you feel the need to see me? You don't even effort me like that. And you've shown me that we're not children, bro. We're grown. And yes, we're busy. We're going through things. Life is challenging. There are ups, there are downs. We're swamped, we're overwhelmed, but you make time to communicate with your loved ones. I know for a fact you make time to communicate with your man, bruh. I know. So there's no excuse of, I haven't spoken to you in 6 months because get busy. Life is lifing. My life is lifing too. But if I love you and I value our relationship, I check in and I do the best that I can do in order for you to feel, I still effort you. I'm thinking of you. I miss you. You're my girl. You're my boy. You get me? So yeah, and my sister-in-law was just like, I sent her like a screenshot and I was just like, bro, look at this. Because my sister-in-law was like, I know you're not around me now because I know you. I know that's an old video, but I know people will be like, oh, you're around. I need to see you. Make it a point to come and see me. Mad weird, mad fake. Mad fans. And Tina, we're actually taking notes from you. Nkosiyami, thank you, Tipiso Maseko. It's crazy. And I'm so glad you're actually taking notes and learning something because it's weird. And these people are monitoring spirits. They're evil eyes. And they're constantly, they want to know what's happening in your life. They want to know where you are, who you're with, what you're doing, how you're progressing, what crappy-ish is happening in your life so they can rejoice also. And what good things are happening so they can just eye it and be like, kophela sofana so gesibone. One slimanyana day, you'll be miserable like me. You get me? And you see this, bakvezela bangbulela, bakpetulela izinqa zabo, and you just know, these people don't effort me. It's crystal clear. And then when they think you're around, they want to have access to you. They want to breathe the same air as you. They want to be in the same vicinity as you. And it's like, why? So my sister-in-law was like, I know people are going to be on some, you're around, come see me. And I was like, baby, they've already started. I sent her a screenshot and I was like, look, this person hasn't spoken to me in months. And the only time they ever speak to me is when they ask for money or some sort of favor. But here they are on some, you're around, come through. And I ought to come through. That time in Gipuma all the way Pesheya. The amount of money that I've spent to travel from abroad back home. I'm expected to use my petrol and come and see you. When are you returning the favor? When are you reciprocating my energy? When are you being a good friend, a good family member? You know, it's just mad, weird-ish. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there for now. And I will be back with part 6. Oh my goodness. Le series Lena. Wait again. I'm so proud of myself. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a night for now. I'm gonna have Din with my hubster. I'll be back with another banger. You stay tuned and be sure to hit the like button. Please be sure to subscribe. Let people know what is like haya. And the more you engage, like Abo Tepi Somasego, the more you come through, the more you join and like and subscribe and you know, get with the program. Baby, I will be more consistent because nami ingniga uqozu no fuku leyo nto leyo. But for now, again, it's nje. I love you guys. Toodle-doo.